What's up? It's your boy Carcino here, and we finna go into it right now. Prodigy, Jay Z, let's go. Now, this battle started once Jay Z blew. When he talked about the city was mine, and he came out with the city is mine, and came out with the song on Volume 2 talking about New York been soft ever since Snoop came through and crushed the buildings. And he trying to restore the feelings. Mobb Deep took offense to that, mainly Prodigy. From the moment he said that line and it was out, he had a problem with Jay Z. Because Jay Z shouldn't have been talking, because when Pac was riding on them and riding on New York and saying Jay Z's name and all this stuff, Jay Z was quiet. He ain't said a word. He didn't get involved. He ain't say no words to Pac. He stayed out of it. So if New York was soft when Snoop crushed the buildings, why he didn't open his mouth? They was out there getting in wars with the dog pound. They was battling back with Pac. They were like, hey, are you serious? I mean, Drop a Gem on him is like one of the most flawless Tupac diss verses, period. So, P had the skills. It's just like, the audacity of Jay. So he went to the source, because every rapper read the source back then. Don't let nobody fool you. They all read the source. So he knew what P was talking about. P didn't like DMX either. He thought DMX was overrated and just whack. Like, man, people just jumping on this dude. He really ain't all that. Like, we got the hardest hit out. People just, and his song ain't even cold. It's just that his name is hot. So everybody just gonna say whatever he drop is hot. So he wasn't really feeling X, the DMX move. So he was just dropping out, like shout after shout on Murder Music. He was dissing Jay, and then on his own solo project was just basically a whole forget Jay Z and the whole thing, because the Dynasty album really flopped, and he was just dumping all over the Dynasty. There's no competition. I'm the number one album of 2000 because your shit sucks. and that's how people felt. Like, dude, J album was terrible. Like, your album just sucked. And P album came out, but P album didn't sell. Mobb Deep album sold almost 3 million records because of Quiet Storm. But when he came out with his solo project, he was expecting to do about 2 million or 1.5 million. They was really pumped. Then all of a sudden his album barely hits 500,000. It was poorly marketed, and he didn't really have a lead song. I mean, Keep It Thorough was the good hood song, but he had never had a follow-up single to go behind that, to make the commercial hit, to cross over to the other side. But the streets, he's gonna go gold. So at the end, it finished at about a little bit over 500,000 records. So, and when Jay came out and said, "Okay, now I'm ready to diss him," because he just flopped. And once he was talking about, because Jay was getting ready for it. Jay was getting ready for it, but he had already heard that P, through DJ Clue, Clue's a snitch, that one, he's not really from Queensbridge. He wasn't born there. So, and then all of a sudden, his auntie with the dance school, and then there was a picture. So Clue went and found the dude and set it up to where they can get this picture. And once they got the picture with him dancing, they was gonna do it at Summer Jam, and the whole album was gonna be about basically Mobb Deep. But he thought this is a good chance to throw a little jab at Nas. Ask Nas. He don't want it with Hov. Just to see Nas react. Nas reacts to everything. Y'all think he plays the role of the laid back guy, but Nas responds to anything. You can get Nas to react real quick if you slick about it and good enough, or get enough attention. It will love people pointing and laughing at Nas. Nas is gonna respond. That's just how he is. He'll act like he ain't, but he's gonna mention it, and it does bother him. All that stuff get to him, and you could tell it's in his music, and you hear it. Now with P, once they dropped the takeover and they had the picture at Summer Jam, that was the end of Mobb Deep. It was the end, because they were known as the toughest, roughest guys in the game. And even though it was a kid picture, just to see Prodigy and them look soft was just like, New York was just like offended that this even happened, that this picture even existed. You know, it just didn't fit the mystique of Mobb Deep. And they were devastated. Devastated. So when all this is going down, Cormega is working with Jay Z basically. Jay Z is using him for the comeback for Super Ugly. You know, he got in contact with Mega to get him some information on Nas, because Nas and him don't get along. So this is during the beef. So he's giving him all this information on Nas. And if you listen to Super Ugly, all he did is repeat a lot of the disses that Cormega already used on Nas. That's why Super Ugly came off so weak, because it wasn't even Jay talking. It was like basically Cormega talked to Jay, and everything he gave Jay, you know, was used, and Jay don't even know how to use it right. Talking about the pink suits. I mean, that's what Cormega said about him. You know, this dude in a pink suit. We from Queens, I ain't wearing pink suits. You know, it's like, come on. Jay just followed that same rhythm. But now, P's embarrassed, you know, that what happened from Jay. Jay's on top of the world. P and them is all embarrassed, and he got to explain the pictures. And he's a bit crazy, and Mobb Deep is still cool with Mega. So, you know, P had a gun on him and was like, I'm just going to smoke that fool. You know, he playing games. I'm going to just smoke him. So Mega had to tell Jay Z, because Jay was like, yeah, your boy upset, ain't he? He was Jay. I got to tell you, man, Mega told him flat out. He's like, dude, look, P's crazy. You know, right now, I'm like, this dude got the whole world laughing at him and pointing fingers at him right now. He ain't in a good space mentally. And, you know, P is one of them dudes who could shoot you. You know, you're some guy that talk like they gonna shoot you, but they ain't. With Prodigy, it's about a 50-50 chance right now he might shoot you. And that's when Jay Z took it serious. His whole demeanor changed, and he took it serious. And the Source Awards is coming up in LA, and they couldn't wait. Mobb Deep Prodigy's like, I'm waiting, I'm coming to get Jay Z. And that's when he was talking about in his video, I'm gonna catch you at the awards, and we gonna see what's what. And he rolls with the Infamous Mob. The Infamous Mob and Mobb Deep roll together, but they two different cliques. The Infamous Mob is a bunch of old cats, and those dudes is brutal. You know, all they did was put in work and beat somebody down, knuckle them up, stab them up, pop them. So they rolling to the Source Awards with Mobb Deep, and they ready to tear something up. Jay Z didn't show up. He was scheduled to be there and didn't even show up. So Prodigy goes to the mic, and the only thing he says, yeah, Jay Z's a bitch. I mean, in front of the whole crowd, and people like, what was that all about? Like, They Can Take Over to Them was just a great song. So after that, he was like, I'm not even gonna diss Mobb Deep no more. Like, I'm done. Jay was like, I'm done. I don't want no problems with this guy. I don't need any unpredictability. I'm through. So when they came back, they caught one of the guys that was in Rockefeller. The infamous Mob did, and they mashed him out at the airport. And he was like, yeah, one down. Like, one of the Rockefeller members got beat up by infamous Mob, which is like Mobb Deep beats up Jay Z's crew. So when that's done, Jay like, look, we just gonna take the L on that, and we're gonna call that the battle's won. So from years of ducking, he finally ran into Prodigy and Puff Daddy's restaurant, Justice. And P comes in the restaurant, Jay's there. Jay was like really uncomfortable because he didn't know how P was gonna approach him. And then P was like, man, look, that stuff was a while ago. We all good, man. We ain't got no problems. And that's when Jay got up out of his seat and hugged him. Like, yeah, man, look, man, we gonna do something together. We'll work together, do this and that. But yeah, Prodigy had Jay Z shook, for real. I mean, Jay Z won the battle as far as the strategy with the picture, but he definitely avoided a Mobb Deep. And then he used his power in the same way Nas did. He called up Murder Inc., told Murder Inc. that Vita couldn't be in the video, Burn, because Prodigy was on there speeding lyrics against Jay. He was like, I can't have you on that in that video. But he was like, if y'all do that, don't include me in nothing Murder Inc. no more. Don't mention my name with Murder Inc. And then after they pulled her from the video, he still didn't deal with Murder Inc. no more. So it was like, good. I just needed y'all to pull the video. That was it. I'm done. Job done. So that is what it is. And we are out. Good night.